So there's your differences between your Edelbrock Marine and your Edelbrock Automotive. What you do with that information is your choice. What I plan to do with that information is to modify my carburetors to be fully marine compliant. If I actually submitted these to the US Coast Guard, they would pass, because I am going to copy everything that was in the Edelbrock Marine carburetor, short of the corrosive coating, because if I sprayed something on these brand new carburetors, I'd puke, you know. But if they get kind of funky looking, you know, what the hell, I'll put a little everything else, as I said, we're pretty positive that we have discovered the mystery of the Marine carburetor in the Edelbrock version. And as I said before, it's amazing on how similar they really are. It's not like they're going to make huge changes just for the boaters. I mean, think about how many people buy boat carburetors compared to how many people buy car carburetors. So they say they make up to, like, I don't know, 600 a week or something like that. That's crazy numbers still to this day for carburetors in the land of fuel injection and turbos and all that stuff. So go figure. Carburetors still around for a long time to come, as they say. But now I need to make some modifications, because, as I said, even though I am putting these in a boat that one side of the motor box is completely open to the atmosphere, I'm still going to do everything possible to make sure that I am safe. And if it means drilling a tiny hole and changing a gasket or changing a diaphragm, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to have Edelbrock 800 Marine carburetors. Maybe I should just stamp a little M after the 1913. I'll tell you this much. The bottom line is, though, I will tell you this. I know people are like, oh, they're not certified, they're not certified. Hey, they're not going to fail, because they can't. It's impossibility. With that one hole in that position, they can't fail. There's just no way around it. It's in their design. Unlike a Holly, which bowls can fall off and flood your whole intake within 3 minutes after sitting a winter. So, okay, here comes the mods. We've decided that there's absolutely nothing we're going to do to the body. There's no reason to do anything to the body. It stays exactly like it stays, including the gasket. Now the horn, on the other hand, we've totally disassembled. And the reason we disassembled is because what started off as one piece turned into, well, you got to remove that piece. Well, to remove that piece, you had to remove this piece, and then so on and so on and so forth. And now we had pretty much all the interior pieces out, and we didn't want to leave any floats or seats or anything like that in there, because who knows how we're going to push on it and do what we need to do. So we decided to take all that out also. So right now I have a brand new, never saw gasoline before air horn, completely disassembled. And it does make me a bit sad. Lucky enough, I have another one sitting right here that I can reference to put it back together. So we're going to need to make some modifications just to make Mark happy. Okay, the two modifications that we're going to have to make is, one, we're going to have to put our seal in which case we'll do that when we get ready and everything's done, drilled out. The second thing is drill our hole between our vent hole between a bowl and, I'm sorry, the wrong side, and this side here. And that's going to be interesting, because I don't think I have a drill bit that's yay long but yet thin enough. We're going to see. The first thing I want to do is mark my direction, so we don't get confused someplace. And we're going to want to come out this way. Somewhere right about here. Somewhere right about there. I think that'll be perfect. Okay, now we have to come up with something to actually make the hole. and that's going to take a few minutes. Okay, as you saw, it was an awkward hold, but we did have a drill bit long enough, and we went right through like the ones in the Marine carburetors are, and we came out just like the Marine carburetors right here, right behind the choke shaft. So now the fuel vents are U.S. Coast Guard compliant, even though they're not certified. Okay, now that that's done, we need to put in our accelerator pump seal. And as I said, you can find these guys online for about $8 a piece. And the spring goes in, and you give it a push. There you go. One accelerator pump seal. Now the air horn is Coast Guard compliant, even though it isn't certified. And with our mods made, now we're going to have to put this thing back together. I think I remember how to do it. Now for this mod, we'll understand if you want to roll this back and forth a few times, just so you totally grasp what is happening here, because this is a super complicated Edelbrock addition to their Marine carburetors, or what we should say, subtraction. Hold on. Hold on. And there it is. And there you have Mark's version of a Edelbrock AVS2 800 Marine. We actually believe that the new modifications to the new carburetor is actually better than the old ones. In this Marine carburetor, you have the fuel vent hole is right underneath this choke shaft. The thing about it is there's a pocket built in for the counterweight. I mean, in the other carburetor, they actually dump out right here, which is going to dump down this pocket. And even though there's a hole in here, there's a good inch between the hole and the bottom of the pocket itself. You could probably get about a quarter cup of gasoline in each side of one of these. Now with ours, the hole comes out right here, and it's ramped to go right down the throat of the carburetor. So instead of coming over and falling in a pocket over here, it actually comes out here and goes straight down the hole. Much better design. Maybe Edelbrock should look at that. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the two ports on the front here for a vacuum. It is really nice when you want to check your timing with vacuum gauge to actually have a port to put it on, but I don't need two. And this guy is going to be used since the back is plugged already, and that's the way it's supposed to be. This is actually about as close as you'll ever get to a Marine U.S. Coast Guard compliance carburetor that technically doesn't even need to be one. So I feel happier about it. I think it'll be a lot safer, and I was already happier just having the Edelbrocks to begin with over the Hollies. I'll take an Edelbrock automotive carburetor over a Holly any day in a boat, just because of the design. As I said, I mean, that small hole is actually the difference between a Marine and an automotive carburetor, mechanically wise. Well, except for the seal, of course, over top of the accelerator pump. That's another one. Yes, I will give them that. The majority of everything else is cosmetics. I mean, the anti-corrosion, we've shown that it does corrode. It just, they don't do everything, so if you don't do everything, you're not going to have full corrosion, and things will corrode. The vacuum ports, as I said before, you know, it right there, the PCV valve automatically makes it disqualified to be Coast Guard approved. That's just insane to us. I mean, I cannot even imagine that thought in 2019. Wow. Electric choke's exactly the same. The body's the same. We've modified the horn, so we're within compliance. The feed lines has some compression fittings on the back. That's you know, we're going to do that anyway. That's anybody's choice. It's so funny that, you know, you got to have steel lines here, but all the way from the gas tank usually, which is in the front of the boat, and you know, you're talking about anywhere from a 15 to 30 foot run. It's all rubber. So I mean, I understand around a motor you want things, you know, solid so they don't get into things. It's just got to, everything's got to be idiot proof, so to speak. And but if you actually have anchoring points for your rubber lines, you don't have to worry about that either. So that's just my theory on that. I don't know. We got another one to do though, and it's late because we took a lot of time taking the other one apart, and we found the accelerator pump shaft, linkage piece, whatever it happens to be called, accelerator pump. It connects it to the throttle to the accelerator pump. We were on the way back from squirting it out with some carburetor cleaner and dropped it out behind the 19. And just as it started to get dark, I thought, one more time. And I took my little, where is this guy? Let me find him. I took my little 9 million Canter Power flashlight here that assistant Jack gave me, and for Christmas, which turned into being one of the great additions to the garage. I just took a walk back there and I turned it on a high beam, and I just kind of scanned back and forth, and I didn't get 4 feet off the driveway, and boom, there it was. Already been over that spot probably 9 times. It's a wonder I didn't actually grind it into the dirt. So good for us. Yay. That was good luck. So, but I'm calling it quits for now. And in video world, it's so funny because I could just as easily say, "We're back, lifers." That was quick. In our box from Edelbrock did come some stuff. Well, no, it wasn't an electric drill, but it did come with an instruction manual on how to use all the different metering stuff and how to adjust the carburetor. And don't let the thickness fool you. Half of it's not even in English. So got some Edelbrock swag stickers. Now apparently there's an Edelbrock lifestyle, I guess. And they even sent you instructions on CD. But the main thing that really we're looking for is what came in this bag, which will go back in with the drill. And that would be this stuff. Comes with a positive wire. I guess if you had a short run someplace to plug into, be all set there. It also came with a negative wire. We actually already have cut ours down and spiraled it because we're just going to actually anchor it right here on the body. That's good enough ground as any. This plug will need to go back in here, and we already have other throttle pieces, and we're not sure about how tall this actually is yet, so a couple of the pieces will actually have to wait until we actually install it. But that will tighten this thing up, because we're also going to reset our choke because we had the whole horn apart, and we're also going to reset our AVS, and because we know that's off. That's just sitting where it's supposed to be, and there's supposed to be another turn and a half on it. So let's get started. Oh, and hey, here comes race boat life once again. Apparently the company we bought these fittings from, that we also waited 8 days through Amazon to get, doesn't know the correct size of an Edelbrock intake. Really nice, but they actually would have finished off the fuel system and would have went here, 2 90-degree turns here, and no, they're not the right size. Okay, to set the choke is pretty darn easy, as most people already know. We're going to take this screw out so we can actually put our ground wire in place. And you go and around the screw, back in. Gotta say, Edelbrock, what is your aversion to slot-headed screws? I mean, these things are a pain. Okay, to adjust our choke, we slip a card in there, pull it out until it is away from the choke blade, and you bring it back until it just touches it. There it is. Which is exactly where the factory setting was. So we're good there. We're going to put this back in, tighten you down. The only reason the choke's moving is because I'm pushing on one of the pieces of linkage with my finger. And that's done. Alright, now we're going to do our AVS adjustment. As you can see, ours is a little loose here, and it's not supposed to be that way. There's a screw on the side that actually locks this camber here in place, and you just loosen this dog up. You turn the blade until it makes contact. And then you go 1.5 turns. And then lock it down. And that's done. And besides that, these are ready to install, except for I have to find L fitting. Alright, this is our modified AVS completed. We have our ground wire on for our choke. We'll still have to run a hot wire in a boat, but that'll be in the future here. We adjusted our choke, and we adjusted our AVS plate. So it's ready to be installed, short of our fittings. And now we've got the leftover pieces, which basically are just these two gaskets. I mean, in the bag it'll go. Of course, we'll keep the other pieces left over until everything's been installed for a week. And we're just about to put it back in our box, and then we just kind of, something dawned on us that we didn't talk about a while ago, and maybe somebody at Edelbrock should pay attention if they ever see this video, which if they do, I'll probably be sued anyway. So here's a little bit of a free advice. When I received this carburetor, it came with this piece sticking out of the bottom of the box. Now I've seen their packing, and I don't know if that one little piece is supposed to actually hold that whole carburetor up, with FedEx throwing them around like toys. So there's my piece of friendly advice to Edelbrock. But now I'm just going to put this stuff away and move on to the next one. One is fun, two is better, baby. Okay, let's do that again, being the battery died somewhere during the whole thing, and we don't have a clue where. Okay. And we're going to have to pause right there as I walk away and get a magic marker. Again, I'm done. And with that air horn, we'll just leave that part off, because we got to put this whole thing together. Now the air horn is totally marine compliant. Okay, I got a light here. For the fuel vent, fuel dumps are right about here. Actually, they're right there. The camera's not seeing it. Woo! That's going to be so hard. It's amazing. Probably need to start that over again. Coast Guard compliance. I am in about. Let's do that. Hey, what the hell happened to the focus? Focus, focus, focus. Let's do something different instead of showing everybody my card. Wait. How about we actually keep it in focus? Do it one more time. One more time. Before we go. One more time on the radio. Again, this was only for educational purposes. If you choose to do this, this is at your own risk. All right, we're out.